This is once again Mac with Max Horner, and number one, I'm going to try to make this a uplifting and not too deep video. All right, I'm going to try because I've noticed I've kind of gotten. It's not that I think it's been negative. I've just it's sometimes it's fun to go down that rabbit hole, but it's not something you should do every day. And I still owe you guys video game videos, and I promised, I think 2 episodes ago or 3, that they would be coming, and they will, but I said then it would be the next one, and okay, I lied. Not on purpose, but I did, and I'm sorry. But there will be more video game vids coming. In fact, as I said, I've still got tons of footage with Vegeta that once I've edited it, I think it will be enjoyable, but I got to edit it. And I have so much footage, it's taking a lot of time, which is okay. It's going to take me a while. So why am I now posting this video other than to talk to myself? Which is really what I kind of do. I just am happy some of you listen. Luke Skywalker, Star Wars, new movie coming December. I don't know about you guys, but I'm already got plans for it. I am one of the most enjoyable things for me as a just kind of, egocentric person, right, is I grew up wanting to be Luke Skywalker. I think a lot of us did. And I have enjoyed watching some YouTube videos where Mark Hamill has just been himself. So he hadn't been Luke Skywalker, he's been himself. He's just talked about it. And one of my favorite things about him is he gets up and he says, I'm the king of nerds. And then I go, no, I'm the king of nerds. So you must then be the emperor of nerds. Because I've kind of used that line really for a large portion of my life. Because that's how it is, kind of how I see myself. I'm a nerd. I mean, at the bottom of my heart, that's what I am. But I don't follow necessarily the stereotype. Like I don't feel helpless, if that makes sense. But I love nerdy people. Like love. I mean, I get passionate for people who use their brains. And anybody who's smart and nice. So 2 qualities. You got to be smart, and you have to have a fucking good moral center. If you have those 2 things, I'll be your friend. Period. That's it. Time. Only so much time in the world, but I'll be your friend because I have a passion for people who are smart and have a good moral center. So why am I bringing all this up? I want to make a prediction as a nerd, as a fellow nerd. One, let's not forget, Mark Hamill is not the king of nerds, he's the emperor of nerds, okay? So there might be a bunch of us who are kings on your own little territory, but yeah, Mark Hamill's definitely the emperor of nerds. And he has, I don't know if you've been keeping up with some of the stuff, he's had some challenges with the new Star Wars movie, and I quote what he said. He said, "We fundamentally disagree with the direction," and well, now I'm kind of losing the quote, but the direction where Luke Skywalker, his character, goes. But here's the thing, I think, and I'm going to make a prediction right now that I know the direction, and I actually think it's a good direction. But we'll have to wait for the movie. I think Luke is essentially going to become what we canonly know as a Grey Jedi. Which makes a lot of sense once you hit adulthood. See, well, it's hard because I know some of you are younger, all right, but some of you are older. Some of us are the same age. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Luke Skywalker. And when you're a kid looking at the world in a black and white way, it's just how kids see the world. It just is. When you get older and you realize it's not always that easy. Now, don't misunderstand me. If you've got the decision in front of you to kill the puppy or don't kill the puppy, don't kill the puppy, okay? That's the dark side. Don't kill the puppy, all right? It's pretty much that simple. At the same time, most decisions are not actually that easy, and I don't want to go too deep with this conversation because I promised you this would be kind of one of a more lighthearted one. But you know, I have been in command, I have been a commander, and can tell you that there are certain decisions that are easy. Kill the puppy, don't kill the puppy. Oh, well, that's easy. Don't kill the puppy. Unfortunately, most decisions are not quite that easy. As an example, and I'm just going to use it because there was a crack.com video with this veteran guy. I actually tweeted it earlier if you're interested. And it actually is probably one of my single most favorite YouTube videos ever, if not my single most. And I have watched a lot of YouTube videos. But he brought up some stuff, and he brought up this movie called Das Boot. So I had never heard of the movie, and then see how education works. All of a sudden, I had heard about the movie, and I was like, "Well, what's this movie about?" And then because I have way too much time on my hands, I was like, "Well, all right, well, let's go." I went to Amazon.com, like, all right, let's watch it. Shit. And there's this scene there. Oh, which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, it's an exceptional movie, but it's not a movie for everybody. But okay, we'll leave that. You know, you guys can figure that shit out for yourselves. But there's a scene where, as a German commander, you see, keep in mind that as professional soldiers, even to this day, even if we're not on the same side, there is a mutual respect for one another. Now, it doesn't mean, you know, we ain't friends, but there is a certain, we're both doing the same job. We're just not on the same team, and unfortunately, we're not playing soccer. We're playing a game much more deadly. And he comes across the captain. He hits a convoy, sinks some ships, and there's this one ship that is not fully sunk. And he looks, and they see no crew on board. So they waited a while. The ship wouldn't sink. I mean, it was combat ineffective, as you know, which is a transport. Transporters are not. Anyways, transporters are transports support combat. They aren't combat ships, but they are incredibly important in the supply chain. And he thinks that the crew has been rescued. In fact, he waited, I think, I'm assuming, I mean, that's kind of where it didn't quite specifically say, but I think he waited before shooting another torpedo to give a chance for the crew to be rescued. And he thought and assumed they had. And then he shot another torpedo. And after shooting it, he realized they had not been rescued. And he's legitimately pissed off about it. Like, he's like, why have they not been rescued? What are these people doing? Why have they not rescued their crew? You know, the other ships. Why? And they're swimming, or they're jumping in the water, and they're doing their best, and they start swimming towards the U-boat. And as a captain and commander, he had a decision to make. Do you stay and rescue? Or do you back off and basically leave them to their fate? As a human, what do you want to do? You want to stay and rescue. As a person in charge of a military vessel with a mission, U-boats are not exactly designed to be carrying prisoners. They're not. So, what is the right answer? And here's the question I'll put to you. There is no right answer. Because I think either decision he made, I think they both would have been right and they both would have been wrong at the exact same time. And that's the challenge of being a commander. For those of you who kind of want to know, or kind of like what's it like? it's taking a lot of things and assuming responsibility for all of it, which may sound great. Before I ever was one, I'll tell you it sounded great. But when you actually realize the, the, the gravity of your decisions or the decisions you have to make, and they will have, it can weigh on you. It just can. And then the worst part being, it's like we've got a saying in the Army: there's no bad decisions. The only problem is if there's no decisions. And once again, exceptions. All right, kill the puppy. Don't kill the puppy. Look, the correct decision is you don't kill the puppy. All right. But unfortunately, most decisions aren't that easy. Okay, so why am I rambling on about this? It's because I've learned and studied a little bit about the director, and I've come to the conclusion he's brilliant. And I think, I don't know, we're going to find out, I think this next Star Wars movie is going to be fucking amazing. And I just want to make the prediction ahead of time so that if I'm right, I can come back later and say, I told you so. I think Luke is going to discover and come to the conclusion that there can't be a light side without a dark side. And to find true balance with the Force, you have to find balance with yourself. And I really think this new director is going to take a black and white concept that made sense when I was a kid, and I'm sure some of you all, and I think he's going to complicate it in a positive way. So we shall see, but I'm really looking forward to it. It's like, what's the number one thing? Balance in the Force, which means if there's an extreme light side, and let's be honest, as much as I love Star Wars and Jedis are awesome, at the end of the day, they're a bunch of pretentious, know-it-all assholes. What are the Sith? Just a bunch of assholes. And wisdom comes from finding the right spot in the middle. And I think that's going to be at the crux of what Luke Skywalker / Mark Hamill is going to talk about. And hey, let's find out. I'm curious. We'll find out this December. In fact, I'm debating I want to do some kind of Star Wars thing when it comes, because it's actually a big deal to me. The first two movies the new ones were a big deal to me. It's just like the revitalization of Star Wars. I mean, the cultural phenomenon that is what it is. And that's what, it is a cultural phenomenon, and I am proud to be a part of it. It's just awesome. You can come from entirely different places on the planet, but you can have a mutual understanding through Star Wars. And there's something incredible about that. But okay. That's pretty much it. Once again, I know I owe you guys a lot of video game vids. They will be incoming. I've been in a very ornery mood, and I spend a lot of time by myself. And if I'm gonna talk to myself, I would like at least me to be doing it in a way where other people will hear me, so I can at least pretend I'm not exactly talking to myself. But as they say, it's okay to talk to yourself. You just got to worry when you start answering your own questions, right? Okay. Hope you enjoyed. I hope this video was light. I meant it to be. Without further ado, Mac out.